Welcome. We're here for another Cowpunchers. That's about as much editing as I can handle.
You're
Yes.
fast on the switchboard.
Oh, you know what? The mouse was going crazy. It was going crazy. We thought we'd get started because we had to clarify a couple rules. And Max and I were talking about this before, and I think we figured it out. And we had a misunderstanding, but thankfully, because we're not against reading rule books, we've gone through it. At least some of us, Phil, are not against reading the rule. There, he's got it. He's got it.
I got my copy.
There we go. We've read the rules, and one of the things that came up, I had a question about when a finesse roll is called for and when you don't get a finesse roll. And a careful reading of the rules suggests that when you are hit, you always get a finesse roll unless you're dead or dueling. Well, if you're dueling, no finesse roll.
That's when you're shot. You always get a finesse roll.
When you're shot, you get a finesse roll, unless dueling.
Unless dueling. And
dueling is a special case.
And even if you did a finesse roll, if you take a shot yourself, your shots still go off, unless you're dead.
That's right. So taking a finesse roll does not eliminate your intended action. So we're going to try to do this a little better this time. With apologies to Mr. Basic Expert, got a couple things wrong in our first session, but you know what? We're not going to let perfection be the enemy of good. We're gonna keep working at it. We'll get it.
This is a showcase of the style, guys. I mean, this is how you're seeing how the sausage is made here.
Yeah. It's scary. Hopefully, it won't turn you off, sausage.
As we play.
Also, to be fair, there was like a
little bit of ambiguity,
and a bit of an ambiguity in the rules, right?
Just like a little bit.
Two passage that seemed to contradict itself.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to blame Basic Expert, but I'm glad we're all on the same page now.
I am.
But there was just one example in one part of the book that seemed to be a little different than everywhere else. So I think that everywhere else, the volume, the preponderance of evidence is that you always have a finesse roll when hit.
Okay, if I could just explain the anatomy of that, because I want to, if I can explain it, then I understand it. If that's all right, if you'll indulge me.
Yeah, I will.
We are shooting at the same time, or the person with the high finesse gets to go first?
Not quite.
Okay.
Here is the order of operations.
Okay, thank you.
Step one, everyone will make a smarts. They'll test smarts. Okay.
Test.
That's to determine if there's someone who's surprised. If you're surprised, you can still, and you're shot, you can still make a finesse check to dodge, but you cannot take actions.
If you're move or shoot.
You're surprised.
You move or shoot.
No, you move and
you can't shoot.
Oh, and shoot.
If you're surprised, you can neither move nor shoot.
That's right. You're flat-footed. If that makes sense.
So you can't do anything if you're
can't
surprised.
do anything other than dodge. If you're someone shooting at you, you can still test finesse. I'm going to skip over the reaction rolls and the distance because that's mostly on my end. It's not as important for you guys. The next thing is everyone moves.
Yeah.
This is the turn order. Everyone states their movement. After everyone's moved, everyone has a chance then to state what their intended action is. So everyone says that. Then everyone rolls at the same time and counts the number of successes they have. Highest number of successes goes first.
Okay.
So there's no initiative really. It's just whoever has the most successes, they shoot first. Yeah.
Okay. And if someone is shooting at you, they have to have made a success. And if they make a success, then you get
test
your finesse check. And there's no skill associated with that.
No, it's just a finesse check. However,
it's when you get the cover.
Yes, if you're already in cover, if it's full cover, which means 90% of you is not exposed, then you immediately get 2 successes. When you go to test finesse, you already have 2 successes.
And quarter damage.
And you'll take 1 quarter damage.
And rounded down.
Correct.
And also, can you shoot at someone while you have full coverage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Picture this in Westerns where they're up against the wall and they're just peeking around the window and
peek. I can peek and keep
peek and shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. The when you do your finesse roll, if you get 1 success or up to as many success as the guy shooting at you, you take half damage.
That's right.
If you get more success than the guy shooting at you, you take no damage.
That's right.
Okay.
So important, because this is different than other games we've played. There is going to be a little more of rolling involved, but it's all at once. So I think it still could work.
Yeah. All right. And the smarts roll really only happens in that first round when the Mexican standoff fires off, basically.
That's right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, reloading. That's a finesse plus your firearm the first round. And then after that, it's just finesse. Each success reduces the rounds required to reload the gun fully.
If we can delay for another moment, I have a new character.
Yes, I was going to just get there.
Daniel Johnson. And Danny he doesn't like that name, but it's going to happen.
Too bad.
It should happen a lot. But he has this kind of like hinge-loaded long gun.
Yeah.
And it
break action. It has
break action. Reload of 3, but it sounds like only 1 bullet goes in.
Yeah, it's a break action. So that'd be it would only hold as many bullets as barrels that it has.
So then before we talked about I had a reload 6 shooter.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do the full 6 and it was that many bullets, now I have a reload 3, but it's like a single
shot.
So I got to get the full 3 to load it.
Yes, you do.
Yes. Okay. Just make sure.
Yeah. And it's just because it's a little more cumbersome. You got to break the action apart and then load the gun, close the action, then shoot. But if you get a good result on your first reload check on that round, you could conceivably shoot the very next round.
Okay.
You just need 3 successes, right?
It's not that easy, 3 success.
Well, he's got now depends on what skills you have, but if you were rolling 5.
I'm not as good as the sheriff was.
No, not as good as the sheriff. But the sheriff is now mine. I am now Sheriff Thomas Baker. May have something on the side. We had that Phil last time. He had a little bit of a side hustle going.
Yeah.
You don't know about that? Well, you need to watch the first session. Don't come at me. Watch the first session. All right. Anything else before we get started? I'm told that the banter amount in actual plays is one of the most popular things that people like to watch. Me? No, I ate it.
But this first portion?
Yeah, the first portion.
Yeah, I mean, we got 10 minutes in.
I know. We haven't done it.
Of the audience.
Yeah, they've all hit the exit. They're done. So okay,
we don't need them. I'm sorry.
The banter at the end is the good one, no?
That's
so you have to watch. You have to stay until the end. Don't skip.
All right. We start. The shadows are getting long. The sun is setting into the mountains. And in South Fork, Colorado, in the territory, in the main room of the Longhorn Lounge, the proprietor of the establishment, Oliver California Hauser, is busy. Drinks flying all over the place, serving a crowded room. On a stage next to a piano that is only slightly out of tune, a sultry voice sings. As people continue to issue into the lounge, Mr. Carter stands up from his table. He clinks his glass. The singing stops. The piano stops. A hush falls over the room. So the sheriff stands next to Mr. Carter. He gestures to obviously a family relation sitting in the lounge. James, come here. Come up here.
I'm sitting on my chair. So I'm swirling some whiskey in my glass. Drink it up, put the glass on the table, get up, move to them.
You're all familiar with my son, James. James and the good sheriff here are raising a posse.
I nod.
Most of you are aware of what happened this morning in South Fork. Mutters of assent. Well, we can't have that. And the John Kinney gang has gone too far. You're here. They need to be brought to justice. And under the steady hand of Sheriff Baker, I am confident. He rests a heavy hand on James' shoulder. That the brave men of South Fork will rise to the occasion. But I don't expect you just to be willing participants. No, I've already made arrangements with Mr. Blount. A man wearing a suit stands up. Our local financier, to make sure that you're all well compensated for this. There is some danger, yes, but there's danger in not acting. He nods over to the sheriff. The sheriff just nods back. Who's willing?
I scan the crowd.
I take a step off of a wagon that's pulling into town and grab my bag and I say, "Thanks for the ride, partner." From the dusty road, sling my pack over my shoulder and look around at the town of South Fork. Hear a commotion from the tavern. Take a step over towards the swinging doors.
A crowded room, visible through the glass. Some fancy gas lights, too. A nice establishment.
Take a step forward and I say, like those cattle thief and those like bandit doesn't just affect us. It affects all of us because it's ecosystem depending on each other. Every time they steal from us, we have to raise our price to make up for the loss. Crime costs us all. If we can put an end to that, we all gain from it. Then I turn to the stranger that just came in the door.
Wearing a jacket with a cream-colored hat, and I step through, nod to a few of the gentlemen, a little surprised at the crowd. And
many in the crowd are studying the glasses in front of them, swirling amber liquid, unwilling to meet the gaze of three men that stand near a piano, addressing them. Finally, one rises to his feet slowly, scrape of the wooden chair on the floor as he stands up, his hat in hand, as he says, "Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Carter, it's not that we don't want to help, but I mean, yeah, it's bad that they take your cattle, but I mean, you've got, I don't know, 5,000 head. I've got one cow. I can't risk going out for this. I'm sorry, Mr. Carter. I'm sure you're being very generous, but I mean, it's just the risk is too much." And he puts his hat on, and with murmurs of assent, about half the room stands up, all apologizing to Mr. Carter, and they shuffle out past.
Step to the side, avoiding the crowds, people kind of bumping into me. So I'm holding a large rucksack, settle down over at the bar, just watch the crowds file out. Whiskey.
Take some dust on the floor. Look at my boots. I shake my head, looking at the crowd leaving. Look at the sheriff.
Sheriff shrugs. Can't force him. You offered. At the end of the day, it's their choice. Oh, I could send the deputies, of course. But the rest of these, it's up to them. Can't blame them.
Sitting at the bar, heavy pack now at my feet, pulling out a tobacco box as the glass slides towards me. Nod to the bartender.
Flashes a dazzling smile. Stranger, welcome. You picked quite an evening, he says under his breath. As he...
Seems like it.
Yeah.
What's all this about?
I'm sure you'll find out. He fills up a couple fingers in a glass.
Reckon I will. Just keep my eyes on the Mr. Carter, the well-to-do looking older man.
I look at my father. I say, like, maybe the train coming and civilization reaching us. Colorado becoming a state, right? Maybe that's what those folks need. They're soft.
He turns his back to the crowd so he can whisper into Lucky's ear. Easy, easy. We still may be able to convince a few of them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not going to run at the first sign of danger.
Another voice, not standing, calling from his seated table. Yeah, so Mr. Carter, what kind of compensation are we talking about here?
Turn toward the table. I look at the guy who just spoke up.
A familiar face. One that often plays cards late into the night at the lounge.
I speak up. I'd also like to hear what the compensation. Spark up my cigarette. Blow out a puff of smoke.
Mr. Carter gestures to the banker who stands, clears his throat, takes some wire-rimmed spectacles out, puts them on his eyes. They rest on the bridge of his nose. Takes out a piece of paper, unfolds it, reads the conditions of employment. Immediately, there's groans from the lounge, from those that remain. Oh, come on. Just give it to us straight. What are you offering?
Just give them the number, banker.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mr. Carter hereby agrees to pay a sum of $20 to each man that's willing to become a deputized member of the what are we calling it, Sheriff Baker? The militia. Yes, he says the South Fork militia. Yes, that's what he said. $20. That is quite a sum.
I look at the guy sitting at the table. I said, I should cover your gambling debt.
Can't spend it if I'm dead. He puts the empty glass heavily on the table in front of him, and about half of the remaining men stand up, grumbling, and walk out.
Look around. So you're gonna walk on $20?
Yeah, $20.
I turn in my stool and settle in. Just focus more on my whiskey now. Keeping a keen ear.
California, the bartender, leans in. Yeah, so stranger, that the older fellow there, he owns the Red Rock Ranch. Couple 100,000 acres he does. Largest ranch around here. Next to him is our sheriff. And then his boy, supposedly the heir to the ranch. Rumor can be believed. Excellent patron of mine, by the way. He's the boy.
Oh,
We call
yeah?
him Lucky around here. It's lucky to have him as a patron. It looks like Mr. Carter is not too pleased.
I look at the man, size him up. Try look maybe a little offended, and then look back and say, "You think that old man, Mr. Carter's hiring ranch hands?"
Oh, he's the biggest employer in town. Biggest employer probably this south of Denver, I guess. You looking for work? He's the guy.
Just might be down the rest of the whiskey. Put the glass on the table and I peel off some money, hand it to him.
I grab a coin from my pocket and I start like playing with it, running it on my finger, then flip it in the air with my thumb, catch it. Without looking at it, I say, well, I guess if nobody comes, I have to get care of that myself. Then I look at the coin.
Mr. Carter starts calling out people by name in the crowd, saying, "Hey, what about this time? Remember when I helped you on this?" And we go way back. And they all kind of, you're right, but it's just, I don't know, things are changing, and why don't we just leave it? Like, we got the guy, the cattle rustler is dead. Undertaker took his body. I mean,
I
changing around here.
Stand up from the stool, grabbing my pack and put it over my shoulder and walk over to present myself to the older Mr. Carter and his boy, Lucky. I say, I'd be happy to assist you with your little problem. If it means a spot on your ranch, sir. And no offense, but I'd also like that $20.
Mr. Carter Sr. reaches out a weathered hand, a working man's hand to shake.
I
I don't recognize you. What's your name?
I'm new in town, Mr. Carter. My name is Daniel Johnson.
Well, how about that? The stranger volunteers. He looks back at his friends who avert their gaze. Well, seems like you've made my evening. Let me make yours. You want employment? You got it. I remember my friends. He looks back at the others.
Well, you seem like a good friend to have, sir.
I look at Daniel from head to toe. Say, I guess you know how to do some shooting.
Look over at him over my pack and say, I was in the war. I'm a veteran from the war. I've shot once or twice.
Well, that's not the war, but it might be some shooting involved still.
No, it's all right, Lucky. This one looks like he's been in the desert so long he knows all the lizards by their first name. This will be just fine. As for the rest of y'all, I'll remember. You didn't have the manners enough to carry guts to a bear. When I needed you, what good were you to me? He gestures to the banker, and the banker approaches Daniel, reaching into a folio and pulling out crisp $5 bills.
I look down at him, put my hand out.
He counts out 4, slowly into the palm, while the sheriff watches on eagerly. And California stops, watching it unfold from the bar.
I might divert my gaze, like showing, like making a show that not to be interested in the money.
I fold it up and tuck it.
The rest of the friends of Mr. Carter shuffle out of the lounge, leaving it deserted, save for a piano player who starts timidly plinking away on the ivory, and a singer who starts a slow ballad. California comes over. Well, it's a shame, Mr. Carter, he says. He just grunts.
I look at the sheriff. I say, Tom, you tagging along?
Yeah, I'll oversee the deputies, at least most of the way. Calls to his 2 deputies to go get the horses.
I look at the
I turn and look at Carter and say, I don't have a horse.
Don't you worry about that.
I brought my gun.
We can get you a horse.
Yeah, we just got one back from the same bandit we're gonna go after.
Exactly. You've got it from here, James?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get it, Dad. I'll show him around.
All right, you be
I'll
safe.
make him sure he's welcome. And
Be safe. If it gets a little too hot, then don't go all crazy on me. Right? Come back.
No, I know. There's no point of dying there.
You ain't studying to be a half-wit, son. You're here to run this ranch. He gestures to the banker.
I roll my eye.
We got some business. Let's talk.
Turn toward Daniel. I said, so what bring you to town?
I'm sizing up Daniel now. Excuse me, I'm sizing up Lucky now. I say, yeah. Nothing left for me back home. I decided to get out as far as I could. This is where the rail ends, so
for now,
why not?
You didn't want to, so you just decided to run away and look for employment.
That's right. And I look at him, I say, I don't really want to carry this with me. Should I get us a place here, or we maybe?
I look above Daniel's shoulder and I yell at California. California.
Yeah, look.
His bag here is gonna be safe.
Oh yeah, you don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Daniel, right?
Yeah,
Daniel. No problem, stranger.
Keep it safe. You know.
He's already making his way around the bar, picking up the old rucksack. Oh boy!
Kind of slow to let go of it, but I let go. I look between Lucky and California. Thank you, sir.
Tell California, say, you know, if something goes missing, we'll know it's come from you, right?
It'll be just fine. Safe as if you left it in the church on Sunday.
I grab the bag again and kind of snake this long gun out of it. Put it over my shoulder.
The sheriff whistles. Haven't seen one of them in a while. Sure you know how to shoot that, son?
Oh, yes. Shot it plenty. I take a box of cartridges or box of bullets out of some 50 caliber rimfire bullets. Put them in a smaller pouch. Crossbody.
I'm going to go check on those deputies. We should have those horses ready.
Yeah.
Sheriff moves to the exit.
I'll show you to introduce you to your steed. And I move toward the exit.
I follow behind him and I say, so what kind of action are we expecting to find here? I feel a little foolish. Maybe I got into this too hastily.
So we're gonna go take care of some rats and some bandits that have been a thorn in this town for a while. Kenny gang. We got some of them this morning, but we need to go strike at the root.
The deputies ride up, already on saddle. The sheriff's horse being led behind. He also mounts up, gestures to where two horses are still tethered to the post in front of the lounge. Sure you boys can keep up?
I'll try, Sheriff. And I grab the horn and throw my leg over the saddle. Settle in.
I look at Danielle, see how you climb on the horse, judging how you ride.
With a yell, the sheriff takes off. His deputies close behind. Riding to the east, back towards the railhead that still lies a few miles outside of town.
Following behind, not a highly experienced rider, but sufficient, capable to keep up.
I close the way, like I'm trailing behind.
Once outside of the town limits, the sheriff, he reins in his horse a little bit, letting the deputies take the lead. They trot.
Just follow really close next to Lucky. Looking out.
They're probably like hiding in those old camp that have been built for the rail work.
Yeah, well, I figured we'd start there first, the sheriff says.
They're going to be too far.
The deputies have stopped up ahead, about a half a mile outside of town. They've pulled their horses to a stop.
I trot up to them, feeling a cooler bit of air than I'm accustomed to. More accustomed to a hotter climate than here.
One of the deputies says, pointing over to where a teepee is being raised. Sheriff, looks like they're camping a little close to town, don't you think?
I go to the sheriff. I say, "Is that the Cheyenne that were there earlier?"
Cheyenne? Boy, it's a good thing you're not part of the Indian department. No, those are Utes. I think that was the group that came through earlier today. Looking to buy a few supplies. They're being moved south in New Mexico territory. Looks like they had a bit of a scrap. But good old Levi, he wasn't going to sell him anything. Not after what happened to his paw. Might be trouble. He gestures to one of the deputies. You know what? I think I told Levi I better watch the store. You guys carry on. Go check in with the rail boss. He says, he might have some info for us. And the sheriff rides back to town.
keeping my eyes on these Utes. I look over at one of the deputies and I say, "These Utes, are they known for being aggressive?"
Yeah, well, it kind of depends. Depends on how desperate they are.
So they came to town earlier. They didn't seem to want to cause any trouble.
Well, that's true. They just pressed on. But
Think
they
they may
camped awful close.
Sorry, what?
Well, they've set up camp pretty close. Close to town, I mean.
Yeah. You think they encountered the bandits?
Well, they might.
Put my horse trot toward the camp.
I look up at the sky and I say, I think there's some kind of weather thing coming. It's not quite dark yet. Strange to set camp up already.
One of the deputies, circles his horse a few times. Come on. Shane, what are we doing? Why are we messing with them? Let's go. Shane, the deputy, said, I don't know. I mean, Lucky might be right. I mean, maybe they have some info. Waste of time.
I approach one of the youth working in the camp.
I follow James on horse.
A couple braves step out from behind the teepee, long guns in hand.
I raise one in my hand.
I put my long gun in my lap, but rested there, not at the ready.
Deputy Shane stays in saddle, his hand resting on the handle of his heavy iron, just in its holster still.
I saw you in town earlier.
The Indian man that was stretching out some blankets on the ground stands up. He says something in his own tongue, and an older man approaches. He asks, "It's your business here? We're just camping. We're not hurting anything."
I have no problem with you camping here, but we're looking for some bandits, and that came to cause some trouble in our town earlier. Some of our own people. We're wondering if you ran into them.
Sitting on my shifting horse, my eyes wander to sort of the background people, seeing if any of them are making any slow moves to ready themselves.
Mothers are gathering children, heading into teepees and closing the flaps. A little bit of smoke coming from the tops of the teepees as cooking fires are slowly burning. The only bodies around are braves, warriors, many of them with bandages from wounds, all of them armed. With hard eyes, they study. The deputy shifts a bit in his saddle, nervous. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they know anything, Lucky.
Look at the deputy and say, maybe not. I guess we'll be on our way then.
The older man raises a hand. Now wait. You're looking for some of your own people that have caused you trouble.
Yeah.
We have needs. As you can see, he gestures behind him. We have families here. Women, children. We've been forced out of our homes by your army. And we're hungry. we could use some supplies. He gestures to the braves around him. We know how to fight. You're moving at night. So I suspect that this is something of import, something that can't wait for the sun to rise. If you're traveling at night, you might need some scouts. If we help, you give us supplies, food.
Scratch my my chin. I say, yeah, I'm sure this could be arranged. We don't have anything with us now, but we could get something from the ranch.
He steps up close to James. The ranch. You're the boy, yes? The boy of the big cattleman.
I am.
You've had others tell us. They talk a lot about this Red Rock Ranch.
I am shifting in the horse. I spot a child staring at us, and just kind of lock eyes with them before his mother takes him away.
My hands go down to the subtly, like toward my hips where my revolver is. Just getting close on the revolver. I say, yeah, you heard about the ranch? It's a big enterprise.
So you should be able to give us the supplies that we need. Yes, this is within your power.
Yes.
We tried to buy them, but your shop owner was not honorable.
We all have histories, eh? Our people, we got trouble from meeting one side and the other.
Well, if you're looking to track white men, I have two that can do that.
I guess I could, if you help us, we arrange something for you to get them supply. We could get you probably $5 worth of supply per man.
He looks unblinking. His sun-dried face, weathered from living outside so long.
I
stares
speak up.
deep into James' eyes.
Before he says, I say, $10 a man.
I turned to Daniel. I said, Daniel, this is not like your operation to run yet.
I just look at the chief with sincerity.
All right.
All right. Guess
He
you can do
spits in his
$10
palm,
man.
and he spits in his palm and extends it.
I go move my horse to go grab the hand and shake it.
He calls out in his own language, and two hard-looking warriors, braves, whistle as their horses approach. Tomahawks on their waist, long guns in the strapped over their shoulders. They vault onto their saddleless horses, ready to ride. He says a few things to them in his tongue. They nod. Turns back to James. I've told them that you're tracking men. They'll be able to see if someone has passed by. Even in the dark, they'll track them.
I take a look at one of the horse's rear end. I notice like the triple R. Then I nod a bit.
Watch the exchange between the older man and the two young trackers, and make eye contact and nod at the trackers as they get closer.
One of them comes up and in very thickly accented English, he says, how many men? How many? He starts flashing his fingers up. How many?
Say maybe like 3 or 5.
He says something to the other brave, who chuckles a bit. And then he points east, west, north, south. Where?
Point toward the east.
Nods. And the two take off at a gallop, riding east.
My horse like backs up a little bit.
Their painted horses immediately leap, flying along the dusty wagon trail that heads to the east.
I guess we better get going, James.
I say, I guess that's our best guess. And I push my horse forward.
I nod to the chief. I say, Chief. Follow.
He nods back. Shane shakes his head. As the deputy catches up. I don't know, Lucky. Seems risky.
So, well, I think it was lucky to come across them.
Sure hope so. Earl's not going to like it. The other deputy arrives.
I say, seems like the only people willing to protect this town are strangers. No offense to present company excluded, of course.
Earl just spits into the dirt.
I look at Daniel and say, they all know the town is done for. It's going to change. The train is going to come. The train is going to go through, right? Nobody's going to stop, or people are going to stop. But either way, their way of life is done.
Some ways of life are better than others. Wilderness gets tiring after a while.
Shane looks back at the teepees. Clearly, some are better than others. Hiya! And he slaps the horse and puts his spurs into the sides of the horse, and it leaps up, chasing after the scouts.
I look Shane going forward. I look at Daniel. I say, I was born from a ranching family. That wouldn't be my first choice either. And I put my horse to the gallop.
Follow along, right? Trailing James.
The summer dusk takes some time to fade into the stars to appear. Eventually, it's dark. Just the blanket of stars overhead. The whistle of the air around as the horses continue their trot and gallop to the east. Until all of a sudden, Shane and Earl pull up reins. And one of the warriors is standing there next to his horse, dismounted. The painted pony there stands still, obedient, as the warrior is down, examining some shrubs.
I dismount as well quickly. Nah.
Step my horse, but I stay mounted.
Follow the tracks of the warrior up to where he's standing. Clear my throat to not startle him. Look over his shoulder.
He points at the shrub and then says, "Horse, driven too hard. Look." And sure enough, there's a foamy residue on this shrub, where a horse that had worked itself up into a lather is brushed carelessly by.
I kneel down and look at it. I say, it's a good, keen eye. I look at him.
I look at the scene from a distance.
A horse with this kind of lather, ridden too hard, animal not survive.
Take a look around to try to get a bearing of the tracks on my own.
Roll. Success.
I spot him and I kind of point at the fainter tracks to kind of confirm where he's telling me to look.
The tracks deviate from a straight easterly direction and turn towards some lights in the distance where the rail workers are camped.
And I say, heading to the mines. Say it loud enough for Lucky to hear.
I bring my horse closer. I say, they probably know that we're going to come after them, but also they're going to need to rest at some point after the events of the day. And one thing we know about criminals, they tend to be dumb and lazy.
You ain't wrong. Most of these John Kinney gang folk, they're too lazy to yell suey in a pig pen, Shane says.
I walk over to my horse and mount it again. I say, best not to assume that they're a bunch of ignorant hokels or yokels.
Apparating out of the darkness in a flash is the second scout. And this Ute comes forward. He says a few things in his native tongue to the other warrior, who then translates in broken English. Riders passed by, heading to camp. Trail leads there.
They might want to hide amongst the worker. Turn toward the deputy, Shane. Shane. You know where you know the face of those guys we look for?
Yeah, they're ugly. They're so ugly.
So are you.
Yeah, well,
I want to arrest you for that.
It's true. I'm not the prettiest guy, but my teeth aren't so crooked that I could eat corn on the cob through a picket fence. And that's the guy that you're looking for.
If you can point them out, it might be amongst those.
You'll see him. I mean, looks like he'd been kicked in the mouth by a mule.
We need to get them out of there.
Horse shifts a little. I say, I got a feeling they'll be the ones brandishing iron.
I'd rather see them before they see us.
The brave was quiet. Yeah, he motions with his one hand, sneaking in.
I look at the brave. I say, no offense, but you might want to stay behind for this one. I don't know how those workers will react to seeing Youth sneaking in their camp.
He says something in his native tongue, and the two nod and then circle their painted ponies behind.
I look at Lucky. I say, are you sure? There's only 4 of us.
Yeah, but if we're going there sneaking, think about it. What do you think is going to happen if they get seen by the worker?
I look over at the brave or the Utes and I say, probably got the best chance of not being seen out of all of us.
But if they get seen, that put the whole camp against us. We look like the bandit. We look like the raider.
And just stay quiet and have an unconvinced look on my face.
Well, if they're in the camp, Shane says, what are we waiting for? We can go talk to the foreman, right? He was in town the other day. Emmett Brooks. Yeah, Emmett. He's the Rio Grande Rail guy.
I look at the brave. I say, how good are you with those long guns?
Good. hunt deer 200 paces.
So maybe we can have them wait.
Bullets expensive. Never waste.
We can have them wait one of the deputy on the other side of the camp. Go around. If we go start asking question and our ugly fellow try to run away.
And you know what? No offense, Lucky Earl Spike. I'm not. You know what? It's all the same to you. No, the Indians can stay with Shane. All right.
So yeah,
look at Daniel.
I'll stay with the Indians. We'll watch the horses. You guys walk in. We'll watch your back. I got a pretty good range on my rifle too.
Go around the camp.
Now wait, boys. Shane says, like, we're not going to be just shooting up the camp, right? I mean,
no. Listen, we send them around the camp. They wait on the other side. We come in openly and we start asking questions. Make those bandits uncomfortable. If they shoot back, and I point to Daniel, and if you are shooting, you can come in and assist. If they run, then we have our men to stop them, and we go after them and assist them.
I see. Okay, you're just spooking them out. Okay.
Yeah,
we're flushing them out. Yeah, we're flushing them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're trapping them between the rock and a hard place, or whatever my father would say.
Hey, don't Earl nudges Shane in his saddle, and turns to Lucky. Don't worry about him. He's just as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. We got this.
So what do you think, Daniel? That sound like a plan?
Look over at the Braves and say, do you understand?
The one doesn't make any motion, but the other nods once. Yes. Hunt. Yes. Spook the game. See who runs.
I point at him and say, yeah, that's the idea.
The two of them check their rifles and then look over to Daniel.
Shoot to kill, right, Lucky?
I look at the deputy.
If they're in John Kinney gang, they're fair game.
I check my rifle. And pop it back up. All right. And I nod at the Braves. We start like making a circuitous route around them.
They slow their horses and gently move the painted horses, glide through the brush, quiet. Soon the sounds of the camp come filtering through.
I'm leading the other horses as well. As those guys, I guess you guys are gonna. I say, are you gonna ride into the camp, or do you want me to hold on to your horses for you?
Well, I mean, we're deputies, so they look at one another. I guess we could ride in.
So yeah, like that's the whole plan. We're gonna ride in. We're gonna look official. We're gonna scare the prey.
Right. I figured you wanted to stay unseen until you got into the town, but all right, we'll.
No, you stay unseen until you go near the side.
And we start. I nod to him. Start walking around with the horse.
Shane turns to Lucky. We'll give that new guy a few minutes to get his men in place, and hopefully those Utes won't betray us.
We have a few little time to kill. I don't know, why would they betray us?
Because it's what they do, Earl says. It's what they always do.
Riding next to Utes in silence, I kind of glance over at them.
Their eyes reflect the campfire lights in the distance as they gently move their saddleless horses at one with the animals.
I look at the deputy. I say, if they betray us, we lose a new guy that we don't know. I don't know why he paid them in advance. Should have paid them in the way back.
Yeah, I saw that too. Banker just doling out fresh fives. Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
$20 for a little job like that.
Yeah.
Butters.
Seems excessive considering how much we get paid. Yeah.
Can you look all official once we get there?
Oh, yeah, we got that. Got the badges and everything. You know what? I think we've given them enough time.
Just reach for my little flask in my jacket, take a little swig, put it back. I say, yeah, let's get going. And I put the horse in motion.
The deputies spur their horses into motion, heading at a good pace towards the rail camp.
Walking
Much
towards
quieter in the darkness, the Braves and Daniel. Some sounds now filter through the chill of the air after a hot day, as the heat of the day evaporates into the starry night. An unfamiliar instrument and an unfamiliar language, an oriental sound filters through the air, along with voices chattering along in a high-pitched tonal language.
I grab my I take off my rifle from my saddle holster, and I hold it on top of my arm in a relaxed pose, point the barrel pointing toward the ground.
Walking around the through the patchy grass with the wind coming off of the campsite, I look over at the Utes and I say, "How much further are your people going?"
Until you stop chasing us. Until your army stops chasing, we move.
I scoff. I go, "I promise that's not my army."
Ah, you part of Southern boys.
They chased us around too.
He translates something, and the other brave looks over at Daniel and nods. Both dismount.
I say, "I promise that they'll pay you what they promised." I dismount along with them.
Okay, Southern boy. And with their hunched down to break their form on the horizon, they move quietly through the brush towards the camp, rifles now in hand.
I keep up with an untrained but natural grace.
The camp is laid out around the rail itself, with supplies and railway ties, as well as other equipment stacked up around the steam engine and coal car, as well as a number of other cars used for the accommodation of the rail executives and foremen. Most of the workers are in canvas tents. They gather around fires and sing some songs in an unfamiliar language.
I raise my voice and I say, "Where's the camp foreman?"
One of the workers stands up. He quickly heads towards the second car after the coal car, knocks on the door. A man comes out wearing a vest and a fine felt cowboy hat.
I lean over and I say to Shane, I say, like, keep your eyes and your ear peeled if you see something, some sudden movement or some galloping sound.
What, they're workers? These
No.
are the Chinamen.
The rats we're looking for, they're hiding amongst them.
Well, they would stand out, don't you think? He looks at the very distinctive look of the workers.
I look at him and say, "Are you not familiar with the concept of hiding?"
Earl smacks Shane on the shoulder. Jeez, so stupid.
Clumsily stepping on lots of dry grasses and muttering under my breath. A little embarrassed to be walking behind these quiet Indians. And keep my eyes on the light coming off the campsite as we creep closer.
Now close enough to make out individuals and camps and individual conversations. The workers are, after a long day toiling under the hot sun, laying down rail and tie, they take their refreshment. The small sounds of small teacups ringing as they sing in an unfamiliar language. But there, on the train itself, from the second car, from the coal car, a man gets out. He's wearing a vest, a nice black vest. Gold shines off a watch chain that dangles into his pocket. He puts on a fine white hat and walks towards the deputies and Lucky as they ride into the camp.
I look at him and I say, "So you're the one in charge here?"
"Oh, Master Carter." "Yes." He takes a few steps forward and extends his hand. "Yes, I am in charge. Name's Emmett Brooks, foreman for the Rio Grande Railway."
I lean down a bit to shake his hand. I say, "Mr. Brooke, so we're looking for me and the deputy here. We're looking for some bandit that came to town earlier, causing some trouble."
This is a working camp, Master Carter. We don't have bandits here, unless you call these, he gestures to the Chinese workers as they continue their evening repose. Bandits? I mean, they're not much bandits. We hardly even pay them. No, we haven't seen anyone.
You haven't seen any rider coming through here, eh?
Just you. Just you.
I look at the deputies, one after the other. I say, "So you wouldn't mind getting everybody in line here so we can look?"
"Oh, get in line, Master Carter."
If our guys are amongst them, they're going to stand out. That's for sure.
Daniel, one of the Braves, points towards the last car as dark shapes jump out of the last car in the line of rail cars.
I nod wordlessly and I gesture towards the horses 20 or 40 paces back.
One of the Braves nods. He shoulders his long gun and melts back into the darkness, moving towards the horses, while the other one steadies his aim.
Not close enough, and for my shorter range rifle, I move towards the horse as well.
The other Brave, seeing Daniel withdraw, also withdraws to the horse. Mr. Emmett Brooks. Master Carter. I don't quite understand the meaning of this. You want us to line up all of the workers? These aren't bandits. Look at them. They don't even speak our language.
They line up, or if we line up of the worker, we'll have a quick look around the camp. If there's no bandit, we'll be on our ways.
All right, if you insist. Master Carter. He whistles, and one of the Chinese workers comes up and he says a few things to him in English. He starts shouting and gesturing to his countrymen to line up. Some complaints and grumbles. They shuffle forward in their sandals and line up. It takes a few minutes.
I climb up onto my horse and start to ride quickly towards the shadows. I fire my rifle into the air.
There's an immediate response from the Chinese workers who break ranks from the line and scatter, trying to find cover where they can.
Start going in a full gallop. Figures.
I look at the deputy on each side of me, and I say, "That's our guy. Let's go." And I put my horse on just as I'm about to put my horse on the gallows, I look at Brooke. I say, "No bandit here," eh? And I start moving.
He moves to avoid being trampled by the horses, back up against the rail. "I don't know what's going on," he says. "You rode into this camp," he calls after.
I just moved toward where the gunshot came from, to the other side of the camp.
4 shapes running along the tracks. The gunshot, they scatter into the underbrush.
As I'm galloping at full speed, I try to reload my carbine.
I yell at the deputy, like, "Go this way, I'll go this way," and I point like toward one of the side where the shape is scattered.
The 2 deputies fan out in both directions.
I glance over to my left, see if the Braves are following behind.
They are. Following behind, their rifles now off their slings as they use their legs, the powerful muscles in their quads to squeeze the horse's flanks and steady themselves. They rise up a little bit, posting just with the muscles in their legs. It's an impressive feat as they scan the horizon for these forms. One of them shouts something in his native tongue, and shots ring out.
Even though I don't understand the language, I'm like looking exactly where he's shooting, trying to shove that last bullet into, trying to pop the rifle and then see if I can get a bead on it as I ride. Ooh, okay.
The brave shoots. Holy crap. The shots ring out too from the darkness. Bullets snap in the air. Two successes from the bandits. One of the braves gets winged, and someone cries out in the darkness. And if the outline of the silhouette of a man ragdolls from the heavy caliber of the rifle. Okay.
I jump off my horse with my rifle in hand, and I crouch low to the ground, and I keep moving on foot, like slowly toward the bosque. toward the bushes.
I'm gonna move.
Trying to see.
I'm gonna move, stop my horse, and then kind of jump off and swat the back of my horse and get low in the brush as I pull my pistol.
The two braves also dismount. One of them that had shot his rifle lays the rifle carefully on the ground and draws his tomahawk. The deputies stay on horse, riding, moving beyond, trying to cut off escape. And the shadowy figures that are hiding in the brush crawl away from the rail. One body lays splayed across the iron rails of the railway.
I'm gonna end up. I'm gonna shoot at one of them creeping along the rail.
They also return fire.
I'm also gonna shoot at the silhouette I can see in the rail.
60 feet away. With a war cry, the brave with the tomahawk sprints towards one of the men, while the other posts up and shoots. Okay. Roll.
Got a critical 14 damage.
I have, let's see. 0 success, 1 success, 0 success, 1 success.
I had 1 success critical.
Lucky shoots first.
I got 14 damage, my damage roll.
Using the cover of the darkness and the bushes is not enough. Well, it's one. There's a grunt of pain. Damage.
That's my dodge.
Right.
Daniel.
Spotting the guy crawling along the rail. But
a fatal shot.
The flash is brighter than I expected. And I drop my rifle to the left.
A gout of flame, a foot long from the hot load. That cartridge burns, black powder, singeing. The the two surviving bandits call out, raise their hands, stand from where they were hiding. We surrender. We surrender. 2 of them dead. 3 of them dead on the ground or bleeding out.
I draw my pistol and I stand up, rub my arm a bit where the bullet just got grazed me, and I walk toward them, pistol in hand.
My hands are sliding through the dirt, trying to find my rifle. Eventually, touch the butt of it with my pinky. And
one of the braves picks it up, hands it to you as well.
Take it from him. Thanks.
Go to the bandit. I said, "What's your name?"
Dan Johnson. They call me Judge. I'm sorry. Other one says, my name's Jesse. Call me Hard Luck.
So what about those guys that died now?
Does it matter? In the darkness, the brave with the tomahawk is making sure that they're not surviving. There's a snick as a sharp knife scalps the men.
Stand up, looking at the brave, and I say, "Did you come away clean?
He
Did
looks
you get
up.
hurt?"
He says something in his native language, and the other brave standing next to you says he'll be fine. He's taking trophies. He doesn't like white men. But we like you, Southern man. Southern boy.
Guess I better count myself lucky.
No, he lucky. He points over at James. The two deputies come riding up.
I look at the guy in front of me. I say, "Where's Kenny?"
He looks nervously at the other guy standing with him. I mean, he's back at the hideout. He's back at our clubhouse. Hard luck looks at Judge. He spits. You coward.
I shift my gun toward Artlock. I said, "The way you act now might make the difference between getting shot here or spending some days in jail. With the latter, you'll have a chance to see a priest and confess your sin."
This man's got terrible teeth. He looks over. We all know where I'm going. I don't need no priest to tell me.
I mount on my horse and trot over towards the surrendering of the brave.
I pull the hammer of my pistol with my thumb. I say, "So you rather stay here than in the dirt?"
Go ahead, Carter Jr. If you're man enough.
I'm slowly loading my rifle.
I let go a shot.
Yeah. He dives for cover. Takes half damage.
Half of 11. Round down 5.
Crawling on his hands and knees, still alive. Scrambling to try to get away. While his hard luck just stands there nervous.
I say, "Don't torture the man."
My pistol moved back toward the other guy.
He says, "Yeah, it's the old abandoned, the old abandoned church out towards the dunes. That's
There
where
you
he
go.
is."
Doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah.
I look at one of the deputy, Shane.
Shane rides up.
Look over at the crawling man.
The brave with the tomahawk looks over as well. Takes a couple steps towards him. Earl, the deputy, rides up. No. I have no more of that.
I look at Shane.
Pretty dirty, James. Just take these men in. They already
Earl and I can take these two in. I mean, can't be much of that John Kinney gang left now, right? We buried 2 of them this morning. He looks around. There's another 3 in the dirt. This guy's got no fight left in him.
I look at him. I look at the Artlock. I say, "What do you reckon? How many of you are left there? Can you count that eye?"
Well, I mean, there's John Kinney himself. And then, there's his second, Bone Tooth, they call him. Walt. We all call him Bone Tooth.
You're all like such a lovely fellow. Those little nickname.
It's just part of what we do. The deputies dismount, bind up the hands of the two captured John Kinney gang members, Dan Johnson and Jesse Behan. Dan's in a rough way, may not make it back.
I look at the youth, and I say, the one that's injured. So you might want to go back as well.
He says a few things translated from his companion. He nods. He says something back in his tongue. The other one in broken English, you will honor the deal, yes? I send him back. I stay. You honor deal.
I nod. So yeah.
I nod also at the man.
He looks back at you. Okay, Southern boy. We go now. Finish.
I nod. I said, Shane, bring those assholes back in. Tell my father about the deal we make with the youth, so it can be solved quickly.
Yes. Yeah. No problem, Lucky. We'll take care of it, as well as these two. He cuffs the back of the head of Hard Luck. Come on, let's go. They get back on their horses. They're prisoners riding in front.
I whistle for my horse. I grab him by the rein. Climb back on.
The one Ute warrior disappears into the darkness, leaving just the three.
I say, who is that man with the gold chain?
Well, clearly he's a corrupt piece of shit. We'll have to take care of him later.
I nod, sitting on top of my horse.
Hiding bandits. Well, a few of them that switch side.
Is he running this train operation?
Camp foreman. I guess that probably doesn't pay enough for him. Or maybe he's just tired of being around those Oriental all the time. Having some bandit might be better company.
Just muse to myself. I say, what would a train man want to align himself with these killers for? Rustlers.
Has
he got some bad blood with your ranch or something?
When you have success, everybody's jealous, right? You don't get a big ranch like that. You become with the guy with the biggest hat in town. Everybody want to take you down, right? They always think that what you got, you took them from them.
The brave is checking the bodies of the dead men, lifting bullets, firearms, checking them over, stripping them for any valuables.
I look over at the brave and then back at Lucky and say, maybe it did. I'm just happy to work for the biggest hat in town. I don't have any ambitions like that.
I start putting my horse in motion, and just as I pass toward the church, so I pass near Daniel, I just say, "Oh, don't ever call me Junior." And I keep going.
The brave, now Having made a makeshift sack with the shirt of one of the dead men, it clinks with some metal that he's put in there. Firearms, most likely. He also, back on horse, rides up to Daniel. That one, the son of chief, yeah? Big man. Soon to be big man. You ally with the strong, Southern boy. Maybe you win this time. Yeah?
I chug when I say not if I don't have a tendency to, but who knows? Maybe my luck's turning around.
No, Southern boy. You and I, no luck left in the world for us. Just take what you get, what you can.
I take a look at his bag, from the loot from the corpse. I say, I nod at him.
Nods back. And then he's
Following
with the
Lucky.
heels, he urges the painted horse forward, following James.
I match the speed of the ute.
Off in the distance, a small white abandoned building. A little bit of light comes from the windows. And beyond it, glowing in the moonlight, sand dunes that rise up from the valley floor, leaning up against the mountains on the far side.
I stop my horse. I see that should be it. Let's rest a bit. Wait until the morning. They're gonna stop expecting us. Or they're gonna come out expecting their friend.
I nod. I say, maybe they'll have breakfast ready for us.
The brave pulls up beside the two. That, he points at the building. That's where they are. That's the end.
I nod.
What wait for?
Look over at Lucky.
Let them get their guard down.
He's got a point. They might be sleeping.
As if on cue, the door of the old church opens. Light behind silhouettes a man that comes out. He stands at the threshold of the door, and then a flame appears in front of his face. A red light. See, smokes for a moment. He swears, then back into the church and slams the door behind him. The sound of a galloping horse through the darkness. At full gallop comes riding.
I pay attention, trying to identify if it's coming from what side it's coming.
Coming from the west, from the direction of South Fork, whence you came. The rider is bent over the neck of the horse at full gallop.
I mutter under my breath.
Move over to the side with a rifle drawn. Kind of getting a bead on this horse.
It's moving quickly, straight towards this abandoned church building. The brave makes way, makes sure he has lots of space between Daniel and him. He checks his rifle and breaks the action open, ensuring that it's loaded.
I say, should I take the shot?
Either way, we won't have the surprise element anymore.
Well, that's one less Kinney gang then. I look over at Lucky.
I get my my rifle as well. I shoulder it and I wait until like Daniel take his shot.
Seeing like a silent agreement, I line it up and then try to take my shot.
It's hard. The shot rings out. Crack! The rider continues moving on.
Damn.
When I see the shot not connecting, I try for one myself. And I hit.
This one hits.
14 damage.
The rider
Nice shot,
is
Lucky.
not able to avoid the shot. And the horse skids to a halt as the rider falls out of the saddle.
Hop up on the horse.
The two shots
Gallop.
are loud in the night sky.
I quickly reload my rifle.
Try to reload my rifle as I ride towards the house.
Rifle already reloaded. The brave follows Daniel towards the house.
I got up to this way as well. I say, well, now we have no choice but to go.
A barrel protrudes from one of the side windows of the old church building, breaking the already broken panes of glass out of the way. The blued barrel pokes out, lining up on the riders as they approach. The brave calls out a warning.
I move my horse toward the side, and where like there's like some kind of rock formation or boulder, the side of the road.
Spotting the rifle, I turn my horse to the right to try to veer off to avoid an easy shot for the shooter, and aim my rifle towards them.
The shooter fires.
And I fire back.
One success. On Daniel. Both shots at the same time. Roll finesse.
I'm going to re-roll a die here. Okay. Finesse.
Roll finesse. One success. Half damage. Roll damage. The bullet grazes. Only 5 damage, half of which 2 damage.
Cuts across my cheek as I fire my own shot, crashing into the window.
The brave dismounts quickly, running around the back of the church.
I'm just like bringing my my horse, just having slowed down a bit, and I jump down mid trot, and I try to roll on the ground, hiding behind some rock. It's not a clean dismount. Bump my face a bit on the ground. Bump my hip.
I dismount as well, kind of rolling into the dirt, trying to stay prone and get my shot and get my rifle reloaded while I'm on my back.
The shooter from the window, already reloaded, working a lever action. He tries to angle again, looking for Daniel to see if he could see him. He takes a wild shot. Daniel's partial cover already gives one success.
Try to reload. Got fumbling.
From the back of the church, a loud sound. 2 shots.
I crawl in the dust, low to the ground, go behind like a big rock, put my rifle on the barrel, and try to take a shot at the guy in the window.
Success.
Mm.
He attempts with using the cover.
Yeah, cover.
To avoid the shot completely.
My bullet reached
2 successes to your
side
1.
of the barn.
Yep.
Yeah. Hit the wall.
Crawling away on his back, the brave is scooting his way, using his legs to try to push himself away from the building. His hands over his stomach.
I look to my left and right, see if there's a rock or some other better cover than just being flat on the ground.
Some stone headstones from an old cemetery.
Roll over towards that, finishing my reload, and I say, Ute! Be careful! I'm gonna re-roll one of these.
A shout from inside the church. We already killed one of you. Come and get it.
I yell back. I say, well, that's 5-1, I guess.
Hey, is that Carter kid?
Trying to reload my rifle, but like my hand is shaking.
Well, we'll take the consolation prize. I bet your old man will be real upset when he has to bury you.
So you want to bet on that? I'm your man. They don't call me Lucky for nothing.
Take some deep breaths, remembering like my time in the war, and just like my hands are shaking and my very clammy. And I pick up one of the cartridges that fell on the ground and take a deep breath and try to load my rifle again. Just fumbling with it.
With a satisfying.
Then I go and then train it on the window. Take my time with it.
Barrel just pokes off the side. The shooter is back against the wooden walls of the faded, whitewashed church. As another voice calls in. Well, why don't you come on in, Lucky?
I'm still fumbling around with my rifle, trying to get it reloaded. It's like every movement, like my hands are shut. Everything is much more difficult than it should be.
The shooter at the window spins around. He's now in full view of Daniel. He points his rifle out and squeezes off a shot at Daniel hiding behind the headstone.
I slowly exhale and shoot at the same time.
Roll.
Oh, no, that's
His
miss.
shot hits first with 2 successes. Roll with your cover. The heavy round smashes the stone headstone, shattering it, but no damage. He swears and then tries to get out of the way and fails. Roll damage. With a grunt of pain, he stumbles back.
I grimace again, knowing it's kind of a weak shot again.
I finally managed to reload my rifle. And I'm starting to aim, and I look at the inside the window, and I look at the oil lamp that is hanging from in the room. I take a shot at that.
Difficult.
Shot ring, touch some of the ceiling.
With a
Some
ping,
splinter.
ricochets off something inside the chapel, the old abandoned chapel.
I move over towards a different headstone and unhinge my carbine, letting the cartridge fall out. Try to load it up again.
Success.
Take my time with it.
Inside the chapel, there's more shouts now.
Loaded.
2 men's voices speaking in low tones. An argument.
I'm slowly like working on that rifle again, like unfamiliar rifle. It's my first time taking it out. I'm not gonna use those breech loader, fumbling about.
I yell out from behind the headstone. I say, "You alive, you?"
No answer. With a crash, the door of the church bursts open again. There's a glowing ember of a cigarette as a giant of a man comes stumbling out, blood soaking his shirt, down his pant leg. He's got a lever action rifle. He works that lever. Brass goes flinging from the ejector. He slams it back in and swings towards Lucky. While a crash of a window and 2 pistols come out.
I crouch down lower behind the headstone to try and get as much cover as I can as I'm loading up this rifle. Just unable to.
Trying to make myself as small as possible as behind my stone, my boulder that I'm hiding behind. And I let my rifle go and I draw my pistol.
Giant of a man lets loose at Lucky with a shot. but it smashes against the rock.
Yeah, just like make myself all small behind the rock, and now I go with my pistol at him.
Whilst the shooter from the window peppers the stone headstone with his 2 pistols firing. Roll finesse, Daniel. Ooh.
Got 3 success.
With the cover.
3 successes as well, yeah.
Again, bits of rock go flying as the hot lead smashes against it. Meanwhile, the giant of a man who's filling that entire threshold with his lever action rifle held low takes a round. He's too big, too injured. He's unable to move out of the way.
6 damage.
He takes one knee as the round hits him. He falls to a knee and tests his vigor. He stays upright. On one knee, but not keeled over.
I peek around the tombstone as the rifle's loaded, and then I yell out, "Now's the time to surrender! Drop your weapons!"
I accept your surrender, he yells from inside the chapel. Give us lucky and we'll call it even.
So come and get me if you want.
Afraid I can't do that. And then
this loud thud as one of the pistols hits the ground so he can turn and fan the hammer.
At the same time, I pop up and take another shot.
Go ahead and
throw another bullet down the
big
range.
giant of man struggling to get that lever action back up to bear. Ooh.
Take another shot on him.
Daniel, roll damage first.
$14.
He tests vigor. Fails. It's loud sound of a body hitting the floor in the inside of the chapel. Meanwhile, the big man shrugs off some of the damage. Roll damage.
11.
It's too much. The shot goes right through him, splattering blood on the faded white boards of the chapel as he falls over on his face.
You alone now. You might as well have come out.
No answer.
Smoke of the rifle trails up as I lower it, unhinge the rifle, letting the casing fall out, and pull another bullet out as I'm peering in.
No movement.
I think we're clear, James. Yell out. So I'm slowly loading. I got my man.
Put my take time to reload my pistol, the 2 shot that is missing. My back against the rock. I don't reply yet.
Walking over towards the front of the chapel, towards the ute.
At the back of the chapel, where the ute had tried to get away, he lies on his back, one leg propped up where he's pushing himself away, his hands still clasped over a vicious gunshot wound in his gut. He stares up, his eyes wide open, lifeless at the stars above.
I put my rifle across, or put my rifle down a little bit, still in my hands, and I kneel down in front of him.
I put my pistol away and reload my rifle. Staying in my cover.
Still no sound from inside.
I shut the youth's eyes. I say, I'll keep my promise, whisper to him.
I shoulder my rifle and I move toward the church.
The body of the big man's motionless on the steps of the front door of the church.
I look at his mouth. Put my boot on his chin to open his teeth, his mouth. Look at his teeth.
Rotted away. Yellowed. Missing many.
Stand up from the corpse of the Ute, keeping a wary eye in the chapel, and walk over.
Back door lies open. Some light from a lantern filters out.
Walk over towards the man I killed.
There, lying on the amidst the old pews of the chapel, the country chapel, lies John Kinney. He's got a sucking chest wound. He's gasping for air.
I meet up with Daniel.
I bend down and I take the rifle, sling it over my shoulder.
An 1866 repeater, lever action. 1866.
I put my carabin like from the barrel on my hand, and I take off my Bowie knife and I put it on Kenny's throat.
He's gasping, his eyes wide.
Then I slice his neck.
In the chapel, though the pews are all disordered and broken around, there's a fine chest packed with straw, clean, the glimmer of oiled rifles, and there next to it a crate half open with ammunition spilling out. Where the altar of the church once stood, another chest, a strong box full of coin and cash.
I look around, I see those bucks. I look at Daniel.
I stand off to the side, looking at Lucky, holding my rifle. I say, job well done.
I clean my knife with a handkerchief. I say, yeah, I guess you earn your wage. Put my knife away and I extend my hand to Daniel.
I look at him, sizing him up. I say, that's how I see it. Extend my hand slowly, shake his hand.
Grab his hand vigorously and I shake. I say, I guess welcome to the Red Rock Ranch.
I smile and I nod again. All right.
I smirk and I say, I swear, not all they are that eventful. most days for not just regular range business.
With that, we come to the end of this session. Cowpunchers, where a riderless horse in an expensive saddle wanders up to the back of the church. Its saddlebags plump. Who was that rider? Where did all these goods come from that the John Kinney gang had? What was their game? And why were they so keen on this Carter fellow? We'll find out. Let's see if anyone's watching. Partner. All right, cut that out.
I don't know if it came across, but I was worried Lucky was going to kill me and make off with the cash. I don't know if that was clear what I was thinking, but that's what I was thinking.
That was crazy.
Well, you certainly look like you didn't trust him too much.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Pain points for me with this. Let me explain a few of them. I found trying to stay in character with the whole counting successes and then determining who goes first requires a lot of intervention from me to say who is first. And I'm not quite sure how to handle that.
I don't know that it was necessary, except for the fact you are controlling multiple people. So that would be
that's where it became a little change. The reloading was pain point for sure. Adept Austin, that's true. The other thing that it was hard is that, like, if it was just one enemy, but when there's 5 bandits, I'm like, okay, so they all have to roll their checks. Then I have to keep track of all of their successes, who got the highest success. Then now, thankfully, I roll garbage because I always roll garbage. And so they all missed essentially.
Everybody rolling garbage is not the funnest thing in Cowpunchers.
No, and the reloading is it takes time to reload. So
I didn't know I was using like a muzzle.
Musket. I see the reloading I see the reloading being a pain point, but at the same time, yes, it's kind of also part of the it's part of the difficulty of the technology of the time, right?
Yeah, I don't have an Uzi.
Yeah, that's just true.
And
this is true.
That's why with my dice that I made them like that. It says it count the number of success, right?
Yeah, I see that up the top. There's 3. Yeah. So I can see that now.
I think we could be a bit better to self-police and know when we're going. But like you said, when you have multiple characters, Crispy, it's certainly harder for you. Yes,
it's a lot of management. It's a lot of management.
The rifle I chose with the reload of 3, a single shot. That is rough.
Yeah, and there's some that are reload 6. So
mine is reload 4, and I'm not very good at rifle, so that's why it take me forever. It take me 4 rounds to reload.
Yeah,
basically, right? So
I feel like you should get a free success every round on the reload.
You do. We do. Okay. It does go down by 1 every round.
It always goes down by 1. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm glad I house ruled myself the real rule.
It does go down by 1 every round.
You can spend some health too to make
I did that 3 times.
Yeah, you did that. I did that 3 times.
I failed the reroll. So but I'm down to 6. Right,
and it's 2 points of health, right? I only have 9 now. We don't have the health is precious. So
anyways, it was kind of strange. The combat round, like if I'm reloading, what am I doing? I guess I still move.
You can still move.
Act simultaneously.
Yeah, you can still move. So that was a good question. I was going to answer that in terms of the action economy. Each round is 10 seconds is what it is. So, and the idea, again, for those that are just joining, the idea is that everyone moves, everyone states their intent, then everyone rolls at the same time. then the number of successes determines who goes first. But in practice, it's a lot for the range boss to handle. Especially if you're ass at it, then it's really hard.
So you gotta roll 3. I really only need 2 successes.
Yeah. The other thing that's going on here and you guys did a good job at this, so I was just going to point this out. The cover rules are really important. So if you have partial cover, that's an automatic success on your dodge roll, 1 success, which means in order to hit that character, I really have to do 2 successes.
Really hard to hit.
You're just harder to hit because when automatic 1 success means even if I hit you, you're going to take half damage before you even roll a finesse, right? Because you already have a success.
Yeah.
And if in the case of Lucky, he had, and in Daniel too, I was considering that the way you were describing it as more than half cover. So if it's 90% or so cover, then which is what I was picturing, then it's 2 successes. Automatic.
So that was kind of like a co-creation thing going on, right?
So you're like looking for that.
I have hard cover, and then you're like, okay, you have hard cover, but then when I shoot you, it crumbles.
Yes, that's right.
Because
it was, I thought that actually worked well. I
kind of liked the way that you handled it as a GM.
Yeah, I liked the way you were like, I look for around him, like, oh yeah, and then so I was like immediately, well, there's going to be a headstone, like an old stone headstone, and then but it's like cover that'll degrade over time.
Yeah, so, especially with bullets.
Yeah.
What Elf Hunter is saying, like the like skip initiative, like there's no initiative per se.
There isn't really initiative, but
like the shot goes. Yeah, but it's like the initiative and the attack roll is kind of roll into one.
Yeah, it's whoever gets the fastest draw.
Which I don't think it's a bad idea, but yeah.
It's just really tough on the range boss because I want to run
when you have more than one person, right?
Exactly.
Because it's another thing that has to be like calculated.
There's a lot to it.
I should go then, and then
I guess if you
have to determine turn order as well as how many successes you got. So it's
can we
figure out 2 or 3 things?
Exactly, Phil. Exactly.
And then every shot is a reaction. So it's like it's just a lot of stuff happening around.
If you had like a way to roll multiple, like roll all different pools at once, right? Like
if you could do that.
Move, it's a declaration, and then it's play with dice, check 2 things, and then there's reaction rolls.
There's reaction rolls to everything, which is a lot. And the other thing too, and this was an interesting thing to me, the big guy, the big guy, he succeeded his vigor test, and that was a bad thing for him. Because he was still up. Like if he had failed the vigor test, he would have just fallen unconscious. And then I have to roll to see if where he takes damage and if he continues to bleed out. But because he stood up, because he didn't fall, he made his test. You shot him again, and since he was already at 0, all of that damage comes off of his attribute scores, like whatever is remaining. And that killed him. So it's kind of dangerous.
I mean, it's like he has a couple weeks to wait for the gallows. I mean, that's what he's.
I know he's gonna die anyway.
He wants to go out to shoot.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, you know what? You're probably better to just go down. I did cheat a little bit at the end. Let me explain my cheat. It was so much work as a range boss to do 5 bandits that I was immediately like, okay, well, there's 2 guys left at the church. But me running the Brave and the 2 guys, I was like, no, the Brave charges in, he gets shot in the gut. And then it's just, that was me just trying to take some of the burden off of from the rage boss. Sorry, guys. I like the Brave too. He was a cool guy. That was me just saying, look, I've got to take something off. I can't be doing.
His name was Runs at Death. So
Runs at Death
wasn't good.
Yeah,
wasn't a good.
But like I can see like the big load the system for
the range boss. I think for players, I think players can do it. I think you guys are doing it fine.
There's no problem for me.
But
I was like, the only problem I had is that I didn't know if you were beating me or not because you had multiple things going on.
Exactly. And because I have a lot of things to write, like I have to do morale checks. So I was trying to do the morale checks. I also have to do a distance check and to see like what the distance is between you and the enemies. That's something I have to do. You know, anyway, do you want to know the secrets? Should I tell you the secrets?
Do you mean your plot points?
My secrets. Yeah. I don't know what was going to happen. No, it's just this is what was going on. You want to know it?
No.
Okay.
No, because we're gonna still figure it out.
Oh, you can still figure it out. There's still stuff to figure out.
I mean, the one thing when you started bringing up all these like fancy rifles, I immediately thought of the fancy rifle manufacturer. I forgot what it was called.
Yes, it was. That was your last guy.
It started with a B.
It was
the Benarellis or something like that.
Burton Bayless, Burton Bayless custom armor.
I have my pistol is a Burton Bayless.
It is.
The pistol I have now.
It
so
is
that sweet rifle.
That's right.
That's on consignment.
Not the rifle that I have now. Yeah, no.
The one on consignment.
The rifle I have now. Is
how often? This is a good question. How? These are all nice rifles that they've got. So how often are you doing morale checks? Well, according to the system, I do a morale check when someone dies.
Yeah.
And so the NPC must make a morale test. It's really when I determine it's necessary, right? It's not so much like you must do it here.
I would do it,
but you know, they're not.
I guess
what it says is that most people are not going to fight to the death.
Yeah.
And so that's when
you
do
like. I would say you can judge that better than a dial, but. Who am I to say?
I think so.
Well, and there's also reaction rolls, but I didn't bother with the reaction rolls for the most part because.
Yeah, you don't need to AI your NPCs.
In some cases, I think it does make sense to have a reaction roll, like with the Utes and with the railroad boss. Like, how is he going to react? So, and in those cases, it's just to keep talking.
I like the railroad.
I got one. Yeah. Now he's dead, I guess.
Well, you don't know. You don't know who was on that horse.
Yeah, we shot
You shot that horse or the rider at Gallup.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
But you didn't see who it was. You haven't checked his body.
We just assumed.
Yep. You just assumed. You assumed.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it's fine.
What's important is that it wasn't me that shot him.
It was Lucky. Lucky got the lucky shot.
Yeah.
He got the lucky shot.
Lucky.
Yeah. Are there horse riding rules in the game?
There's a horse riding skill.
There's a skill, yes. So there's definitely a skill.
It's got to be like chase rules and stuff, right?
Yeah, there is chase rule though. Yeah.
So this is Roger. That's a good point. And OSR games generally have morale reaction checks. This is not an OSR title.
No.
But it does have that.
There's some OSR spirit to it for sure.
There's definitely some OSR spirit to it for sure. And morale checks are one of them for sure. But yeah, not actually an OSR. This isn't a D20 game. This is D6 only, as you could tell from our rolls.
Yeah.
D6 pool game.
I got one thing to admit. I don't know why. I find it very hard to immerse myself. I don't know if it's the setting, the character, and both, right? Like it's so unnatural to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's also my disdain for cowboys.
Yeah, maybe. I almost do feel, Roger, you're probably right, because it was just too much as a range boss to be on top of all the multiple enemies. That the brave could maybe have just been
run multiple characters.
Yeah.
But then you're going to have the same issue that I had as the range boss, right? It's going to be.
I don't want that issue.
Yeah,
your issues.
Certainly color coding dice. We try to do that a little bit. Let me show you what I'm talking about, Adept Austin. We have the dice.
Core dice.
Yeah. So every time we roll, I have my core dice, which is white for me. And then I have the skill dice and other attribute dice, which are that color. I suppose what you could do is you could also have your damage dice at the same time, just to try to speed it up a little bit. That's a third color. But the problem becomes that you can and you can see this with Phil's rolls. Like when Phil was doing his rolls, he's got his core dice. He's got 3 from his attribute plus whatever he has in his skill. So he's got a decent amount of dice. Can be a bit of a challenge, especially since it is possible with some firearms to shoot more than once. Now, if you shoot more than once, then you just drop 1 dice each time. 1 die, excuse me, each time. Which again, if you're rolling 4 for your shooting check, then 3, then 2, then 1, I mean that can be a lot. And then reaction rolls on each one of those. So, and reaction roll again, it's core die plus whatever your finesse is, if anything. So it's a lot.
Yeah. But maybe there's a better way to do it. Like I should think about it. Maybe there's a better way to do it.
I think that
with Sophie's dice, you know, like
you just need to really embrace the tone of the Western, like because the system is very. I feel like the system feels like the tension of a Western, like something's about to pop off, and then everyone shoots at once, and then the guy who's the fast draw hits first. Everyone's jumping to cover.
I agree.
It kind of feels like the
it has that feel. Yeah, I agree.
That's what I found interesting about this system. That's why I wanted to try it, because like it's saying like I guess like first it's a different system than what we use, and I'm always happy to see that.
So I wonder if there's a way to communicate those steps in a more cinematic Western way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it would be, but that's what I would try to do.
Where I felt like the game was working well was when there was only 2 enemies.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, now it's starting to work, right?
It's contested roll.
And that just might be a skill issue. Get good. That's just a skill issue on my part that I'm like, okay, this is a lot to track for 5.
Sort of, man. I mean, like, it seems like if I can just see your dice and you can see my dice, then we can just role play.
Yeah.
So it's like when you just have the one-on-one going,
it's not hard.
Easy.
Yeah. It's super easy when it's one-on-one.
Do it all in character.
You could, because you can see you're just looking for 5s and 6s, right? Yeah. So you can tell I've already got 1. And I'm making mine as big as I can. My dice are huge so that everyone can see them.
Like, okay, I got 3, so my shot's ringing off first.
Yeah.
So it's like, heads up, it'll be fine. But as soon as your dice go away and I'm rolling, I'm like, am I rolling against that first group of dice or the second group of dice? I don't know what's going on. But
yeah, so about this,
I thought the fat guy was John Kinney, by the way, but I guess that was my fault.
Right.
Yeah, I got confused at a few points, but
so there was something going on here as well. One of them is I wanted to illustrate that it wasn't just a done deal. Going out at night against a gang of outlaws is not something that the common folk are going to be excited about. Then I wanted to foreshadow perhaps that there's factions even in a small town. And I also wanted to give the players a chance to try to influence the crowd. So that's what that's why it kind of faded away. But
and I kind of know that fucking California is a shady guy. I know as a player, my character might not, right? Yet.
Not yet.
Too trustworthy, but
my character is suspicious of him immediately. It was like, I don't know. Just the way he came off was very slimy.
Yeah.
Like, I could help you, you know. I'm like, okay, who's this guy?
We'll have to.
I toyed around with the idea, and then at the last moment, I abandoned the idea. But I toyed around with the idea of having some assets to show you for the rail camp. I thought about that, but then I was like, no, if I show that, then it's perhaps suggesting that there's more here than meets the eye. I'd rather just keep it at the same resolution as everything else. So I erred against it. The other thing too you noticed is that I was playing the sheriff, and there was no way, no how the sheriff was going to risk his life tonight.
Yeah, I was happy with how you played the sheriff.
So that was just never going to happen.
He's not going anywhere.
He's
basically in my head, like the sheriff was still been my character.
Mm-hmm.
The sheriff's goal was to make it a point to make everyone eat their words at how bad of a job he's doing by making sure they all show themselves as cowards. It's like, okay, well then shut your mouth when you're talking to me. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I also liked when Phil was like doubling the cost to the Carter Ranch. He's like, no, you're going to pay him $20. What? You're not negotiating here.
Yeah, there's a reason behind it. It wasn't just me being an idiot.
Look, new guy. Why
I think $5 was fair enough.
There you go.
He's he had a soft spot for these guys, these Utes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
First one so far.
The first one, the first man at all. Had a soft spot for Utes.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. This was us again trying our hand at Cowpuncher RPG. Here it is. You can check it out. Very interesting system. We're getting the hang of it little by little. One thing we did better, I thought, this time is that we did follow the intended non-initiative system that is.
We did better at it.
We did better at it. We're going to work on it some more. And we did better with the damage side of things. And
well, before we sign off, are you wanting to play Cowpunchers on Tuesday?
Well, we should talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it and see what everyone feels.
Conclusion happened here. So
yeah, it would be nice to bring it to a conclusion. And I thought this. I liked it. I like the action. Of course, I'm always an action junkie. I liked the action in the game.
I have a lever action rifle now that has more than one bullet.
Oh, baby. Yeah, let's go. Hey, let's go. Absolutely. All right. Well, and any last comments from you, Lucky James Carter, Mr. Max Boyman?
No.
All right.
No, thank you for running that for us.
I like this game better than last week's game.
I did too.
I'm I'm starting to find this character maybe like it never takes me that long. I don't know why. Like I'm so out of my depth here.
Well, it's a bit of a stretch for you, and I think that's good. It's good to stretch and try out new things. It doesn't mean it has to be something that you enjoy too. It's totally fine, Max, if you're like, yeah, Western's not really my thing. I hate cowboys. I hate everything about it.
I love trains. I love cowboys.
I love me train. Simple as. I love me train. No, Max doesn't like trains, and I put a train in this right away.
Well, it's part of the setting, right?
It's part of the setting. It is.
There's gonna be cowboys and cowboys.
1870s in the territories. Absolutely, it's gonna be there.
People with guys with guns.
Oh yeah, and you're not a gun guy either. So like, there's that, and that's such an important part of the setting too. So
you should be playing Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Kung Fu guy.
Kung Fu guy. One of the.
We should be Crusaders. We should be.
No, literally the show Kung Fu. That's who you should be.
David Carradine.
Right.
I think that's his name. I forgot.
Should I go in myself in the
Kung Fu? All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for checking this out. Those that watched it live or on the replay, we always appreciate that. I will, once this goes video on demand, we'll do this as a collaboration between our two channels. And please check out the channels. If you've enjoyed this, we've got much more to come. Please leave a like and subscribe. I think that's the first time I've said that. But at any rate, enjoyed having you here with us, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.
God bless.
Take care.